Xcaret in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. Xcaret Park is a privately owned and operated theme park, resort, and self-described ecotourism development located in the Riviera Maya, a portion of the Caribbean coastline of Mexico's state of Quintana Roo. It is part of Xcaret Experiencias Group, which also owns the Xplor Park, Xel-Ha Park, and Xenses Park, as well as the Xichen, Xenotes, Xavage and Xoximilco tours and activities. It is situated approximately 75 kilometers south of Cancún, and 6.5 kilometers south of the nearest large settlement Playa del Carmen along Highway 307. It is named after the nearby archaeological site Skerritt, a settlement constructed by the pre-Columbian Maya, some of whose structures lie within the boundaries of the park's 200 acres of land holdings. Skerritt is the park in Playa del Carmen with over 50 natural and cultural attractions where you and your family will get closer to each other by living together, experiences close to the heart, and to nature, in a wonderful setting rich in fauna and flora. Discover why Skerritt is the most emblematic attraction in the Riviera Maya. Your first meeting with Xcaret Park. The main plaza is the place where you will be pleasantly received at Skerritt. It is a place that makes you feel comfortable, where you can get ready for a fascinating day at Skerritt, one of the best places in Mexico to enjoy nature. There are dressing rooms, toilets, locker rentals, ATM, and a drug store in this area. Additionally, you can start your visit with a delicious meal at La Orquídea coffee shop, or plan new adventures at the optional activities reservation center. The most interesting places at the main plaza are underneath it, a wine cellar with the best Mexican wine labels, and even a silver mine. Don't forget to visit them. Upon your departure, you can select from a wide variety of Mexican handicrafts, gifts, and traditional music to take home. Underground rivers. Swim in rivers that are born in the heart of the earth. Immerse yourself in underground rivers of fresh, crystalline waters that are born from the inside of the earth. Swim through a maze of caves and tunnels, lit by natural light from air vents. You can see coral formations fossilized on the rock during the trip, proving that this place was part of the sea millions of years ago. There are 3 underground rivers in Skerritt to choose from: the Blue River, the Mayan River, and the Manatee River. The 3 of them flow into the sea, next to mangroves inhabited by pink flamingos. Discover the unique beauty of each one. The rivers of Skerritt flow about 16.4 feet below the ground. They have an extension of 656 yards approximately and an average depth of 5 feet. You will find intermediate exits, in case you want to finish your tour before the end. The use of a life jacket is mandatory. It allows you to float comfortably throughout the course. A special adventure for the whole family. Paradise River. Explore an underground river without getting wet. Enjoy the charm of the Paradise River from the comfort of a raft. Sail the crystal clear waters of this river that runs through the landscape of the tropical jungle trail. On this tour you can see blue crabs, iguanas, and peccaries. Enjoy the flora and fauna of the Riviera Maya on this quiet ride. Vino de Mexico Xcaret Wine Cellar. Carved stone chambers harboring the best wine in Mexico. Below the main plaza you will find one of the best wine cellars in Mexico, Vino de Mexico Skerritt. This cellar houses 180 labels of fine Mexican wine, and a collection of items for production and tasting. Walk through its underground corridors and stone-carved chambers, that preserve more than 400 years of Mexican wine history. In addition, it's the perfect place for weddings and special events for small groups over 10 people. Hacienda Hennequin Era. Come through the door and travel to the past. As soon as you come through the grand door of the Hacienda Hennequin Era, it's like traveling to the past. Its architecture and all the elements that you find in it, bring you back to the golden age of the Hennequin haciendas in Yucatan. In this place you will learn how the Hennequin was extracted, processed, and used. It's also the gateway to the Museum of Mexican Folk Art, which offers you a permanent Mexican craft exhibition. It has its own store where you can buy varied pieces to take home. In addition, you can try exquisite Yucatecan cuisine, since in some seasons and for special events, El Yucateco restaurant is available in the central patio of the Hacienda. Chapel of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Cross the threshold of one of the most beautiful chapels in Mexico. This chapel dedicated to Our Lady of Guadalupe is adjacent to the building of Hacienda Hennequin Era. Near the entrance of the chapel, in its lateral niches, you'll testify the devotion of Mexico for the Virgin of Guadalupe in a collection of images that come from different parts of the country, dedicated to her. As you approach the altar, you will notice the figure of the Virgin of Guadalupe, magnificently carved on a 12 meters, 39.3 feet, tall log. Looking down, in a small cave below the statue of the Virgin, you will see a stone altar that seems to float on the waters of a cenote. When you return to the exit, keep your eyes open. When passing the pews, you could discover important characters sitting on them. St. Francis of Assisi Chapel, where devotion merges with the view of the Caribbean Sea. Located at the highest point in the park, 37 meters, 121.3 feet, above sea level, this chapel welcomes you with a spectacular view of the Mexican Caribbean. This chapel dedicated to St. Francis of Assisi, protector of nature and animals, was built integrating natural Mayan elements, such as the living tree at the entrance, the cross carved in a chico zapote tree, the limestone altar, and its salam wood pews. The serenity of its surroundings and the landscape that frames it, make it perfect for reflection and silence. Masses are held every Sunday, and many celebrities have married here. As an interesting fact, some relics of St. Therese of the Child Jesus, also patroness of this enclosure, are kept at the altar. Caves to the Mayan village. Dare to walk the secret paths of Skerritt. Explore the maze of caves in the Riviera Maya and mysterious grottos which take you to the Mayan village. Walk through its passages lit by natural light, so you can appreciate the beauty hidden in the paths underneath the jungle of Skerritt. Mayan village. Live the daily life of a traditional Mayan village. Walk through the jungle and enter a Mayan village at Xcaret Park in Playa del Carmen. This is a journey into the past, where you can be part of the daily life of a pre-Hispanic community. Learn about their way of life, social organization, how they built their homes, and what they ate. Learn about their creative processes from true Mayan artisans and take home a piece of their beautifully crafted artworks. As the sun goes down, the Mayan village is filled with the aroma of copal and the sound of ancestral drums, which indicate the beginning of the pre-Hispanic dances. Mayan archaeological sites. Meet the legacy left behind by the ancient Mayans at Skerritt. Skerritt, originally called Pole, has more than 1,000 years of history. A Mayan community dedicated to maritime trade was settled in this area. Likewise, it was an important port and ceremonial center. Every year, dozens of canoers departed from here, bound for Cozumel to worship the goddess Ixchel. The Mayan ruins at Xcaret, Mexico are distributed at the back of the cove, on the tropical jungle trail, behind the stage of the Papantla Flyers, and between the open forum and the aquarium. House of Whispers. Do you dare tell your secrets? Next to the Mexican cemetery is an original house where you can find out everything about everybody there. Thanks to its peculiar architecture, the House of Whispers has acoustics that allow you to hear any whisper originated at the other end as if you were near. Listen for yourself when you visit. Also, you can buy beautiful typical Mexican crafts, souvenirs from this unique place. Bridge to Paradise Mexican Cemetery. Visit a Mexican cemetery unique in the world. From the distance, you will be struck by the shape and colors of this cemetery featuring Mayan elements and a mixture of Mexican folk art, from pre-Hispanic times to present day. If you pay attention, you'll notice that it has the shape of a spiral shell, in remembrance of the ancient Mayans, who used conch shells to communicate with the gods by blowing their breaths into them. This spiral cemetery has 7 levels that symbolize the days of the week, and 52 steps, which represent the weeks in a year, while its 365 tombs are a representation of the days of the year. Discover the personality of each tomb by its tonalities, adornments, and singular epitaphs. There is another spiral inside the hill, which you can visit too. It has 365 niches and canals that carry water from the surface to the cross in the center, creating the relaxing effect of a waterfall. It is a valuable place of Mexican culture and its relationship with the Day of the Dead tradition. Visit it. Scenic Tower. Allow yourself to fall in love with Skerritt from above. Admire Skerritt from the highest point of the Riviera Maya. The scenic tower is 262 feet tall and rotates slowly, so you can enjoy a 360 degrees view of Mexico's majestic paradise. From here you can see the attractions of Xcaret Park in Playa del Carmen, such as the Grand Tlaxco Theater, the pre-Hispanic ball game court, and the White Chapel of St. Francis of Assisi. In addition, you can admire the inlet, the beach, the rivers, and the lagoon. Capture breathtaking panoramic views of the Caribbean and its different shades of blue, the jungle, and the island of Cozumel on the horizons. Children's World at Xcaret Park. An oasis at Skerritt for the little ones. For children under 12 years. Children's World is a special place for kids under 12 years of age, with children's activities to experience great adventures at Skerritt, Mexico's majestic paradise. Secret Adventure. Your children will spend hours of fun, with water slides, tunnels, and hanging bridges, as well as climbing nets, obstacles, and labyrinths surrounded by nature. The most exciting activities for kids are here. Xenotes. Whether for splashing around or for a refreshing swim, the crystal clear waters of this natural oasis are a delight. For the smaller ones. For children under 6 years old, there's also a wading pool, a sandbox, and water jets exclusive for them. For parents. At Children's World there is a rest area for you, from where you can keep an eye on your children as they come down from the slides, swim in the wading pool, and have fun in the sandbox and at the end of the secret adventure. Services. Children's World has family bathrooms and dressing rooms, as well as its own snack shop. Security. The use of a life jacket is mandatory in this area. There are lifeguards at each body of water and CCTV cameras monitored from a central base. Like us and join us at Extreme Collections for more fun and knowledge.